Alright, so I'm not promising the best video quality on this because I screen grab recorded from VR, and now I'm recording over that recording with another screen grab. So the graphics might look a little bit wonky in some places. Um, I think this lap that I'm on right now, I did a 37 flat maybe, and then the next couple I think were pretty good. So I'll like talk through a lap, and then we'll watch a lap. So looking here, I'm looking at this 100 marker. Once with this car here, I'm brushing the brakes as I turn in. The curbing here, these two lines are a great reference to use. You kind of want to come across them in this area here. If this car does anything but touches the left front on the curbing, so if you get the left front inside the curbing, what it does, it sucks the car down, and then you've kind of kitty cornered. So you have your right front and your left rear on the curbing, and your left front and right rear off the curbing, and it will spin you. So you can kiss this curbing here, but I haven't really found a good way to drive over it. And I'm picking up throttle as soon as I get to that point in the curbing. If you go into the dirt on the right there, just gently come off the throttle, like maintain like 50% throttle, and generally you won't spin unless the car is already sideways. Braking at the 150 here, you do have to get the car down to second gear. Everyone's using this as a reference. So there's a little bump in the pavement. Listen to the tires. So that bump in the pavement, if you don't have the car pretty much settled at that point, like if you're still braking there, if you are, I don't know, making an adjustment to your steering input there, it will throw off your corner. So I try to get the car slowed down close to, to V min as I can when I hit that bump right there. And then I'm just waiting for the car to settle again before I go back wide open throttle. I've tried running a little bit wider here, and you can get a run that you're shaving time on the first, like, maybe 200 feet of the straightaway over here, but you start to, so you cut a little bit of time here, but at the end of the straight, it's not faster. I don't know if what I said just made sense. I might have said it backwards, but I think you understand what I mean. So up here we've got 400, 300, 200, 100. I'm braking right around the 250. You can push it deeper, more towards the 2, but there is a problem there in that it's hard to get down onto this inside curbing. You want to use this straightaway here as this little run right here as a straightaway. If you cook the car in deep here and you're way wide left on exit, you have to wind the car back around, and you can't really fully accelerate in a straight line. It's one of the places where they're pretty liberal on track limits. You can get pretty high up on that curbing. I'm never worried about working the car back to the right here, because you've got all this uphill. So you're going to have tons of grip with the front tires because you're also braking too. So you can do a lot of your braking on this uphill part. I've tried staying in third here. It's it's not as fast, but if you don't want to have to do another shift, it's not going to kill you either. So again, getting to the curbing, this curbing helps to rotate the car a little bit too. Feels like it sucks you in a bit. I think what it does, it shifts the I don't know, it shifts the weight more onto the right hand side, presses the tires down into the ground. I don't know. So you can get back to throttle pretty soon here, whether it's half throttle or just go back to wide open. Even if the car washes out pretty wide on exit, it doesn't hurt you too bad on the next right hander, because this next right hander is it's one of those corners where I feel like I have to coast on entry to be fast there. So if I wash out wide here, as long as I can get the car back to the left for the right hander up here, um, it doesn't really affect timing in this section too much. And we may find ourselves out on the right here too if someone comes down inside of you into this corner here. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn in and brush the brakes a bit to get the car to turn. It is sliding a little bit. Then I'm kind of just waiting for me to be able to get a straight line onto this curbing. And again, whoops, I went back. Again, modulating on the exit here. I could have waited a little bit longer to go with throttle, because if you touch this corner of grass here, it's a 1x. If you can touch after the curbing, but if you take too much, it'll be a 1x. And if you get the car over here, you're going to have a bad time, because you'll have to try to straighten the car back out, and then you can get yourself into the grass on the other side. Stand flat through here. I think if you need to, you can breathe. Maybe go to, you can't tell from this graphic if I'm full throttle right here or not, but if you have to breathe to get the car where you want it here, that's okay. But this is when we did the Thunderdome race here, I was catching people like 3 car lengths here because people are like letting off on this little right hander. So I'm starting to brake as I get to this curbing. You can use this curbing. There's plenty of grip there, but the only problem with that is, what's up, Quinn? Why are you still awake?
Oh, my mommy let me stay up late. And can you bring me up to bed?
I will. Can I have a couple minutes to finish this video? I'm recording right now. Okay.
Almost done.
Almost done.
Okay.
All right. So, pretty much, you want to start to bend the car in, turn the car in early for this. This is a really tricky corner, but you do want to get all the way into this curbing and even onto some of this grass. And when you do it perfectly, you don't have to lift. Pretty liberal on exit there too. You can go on some of the grass. You don't lose a ton of grip, and you don't get a 1x. Right here, there's a ripple in the track going across. You want to make your move to point the car before that ripple, and that's going to help you rotate the car. If you're doing it after the ripple, what happens is you need to brake more, you need to slow down more, because the car is unsettled when you're turning in, and you don't have the bite on the front tire. So I'm just brushing the brakes here and turning in before the ripple. Again, over this curbing, you can touch the grass over here, but too much is a 1x. But you want to be flat. As soon as the car is pointed in this right direction, stay flat all the way up, down over here. It does look like and feel like sometimes you're going to wash out onto the grass, but if you need to breathe off the throttle, do it as you're approaching the grass, coming up over here. Don't do it any earlier. I'm just keeping the car sucked down to the inside. stand wide open throttle as long as I can. Before the track falls away, make sure you get some weight onto the front of the car. Because if you stay flat out accelerating when it drops away, once you get weight back on the front tires, you're not going to be able to brake in a smooth, efficient manner for this long corner here. So settle the car before it breaks away, but don't over brake too early. I'll let this lap play through. All right, guys, I'm going to kill it here. Quinn's waiting for me to bring her up to bed. Let's do some laps soon.